Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to CRS, Common Racing Series. Let me just check that the microphone is working, because I know that this has sometimes been a bit finicky. Let me just listen to the phone on the stream. Yeah, I can hear myself, so that's all well and good. Means you can hear me. It's always nice to be heard. It looks like we're going to have another spectator. Oh, I have to pick up my controller. Uh, Anyway, we should have a full grid today. Should. Um, Sometimes people can not turn up, which will mean they'll get a quali ban for the next race, but should have the full grid, as Colin has been on a recruiting drive. Yes, one hell of a recruiting drive, picking up a lot of people for Tier 2, maybe a few for Tier 1, but I think Tier 1 is mostly full up anyway. Uh, Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Bradley. I think this is the same Bradley, but eh, don't know. Maybe it's the same Bradley. Um, yeah, Bradley is a reserve driver. He typically, but he's in the spectator for some reason. Maybe Colin can tell me about that. Yeah, so should have a full field, which means I'll read off the driver list from the Discord. Give me a second. Just wait for Discord to load up. Oh, that's... Ha. Might be missing someone. No. Okay, so Red Bull drivers Ivan and Dan Edwin should both be here tonight. We've got Dan Edwin and Ivan is there, but he hasn't chosen his car yet. Mercedes, Hyper, and Pookie. Well, we've got Pookie here and Hyper. McLaren, Ike Bengage, Wisenheimer, and Tiamo. Yeah, they're both here. Scuderia Ferrari, we've got Hydrath as a reserve driver, I do believe, and Ben Dixon. AlphaTauri, we've got Anas and Schnaps. Faco is not able to defend his. He's not able to defend today. He's evidently not been able to take part this week. Let me just see. Yeah, so Faco has not been able to participate, and Darth, in the meantime, has actually bumped down to reserve tier. So Darth is not the second driver for AlphaTauri anymore, which is sad because those two really seem to work together. So AlphaTauri is driven by two reserve drivers, Anas. Actually, no. Technically, one of them is not reserve. Anas is reserve. Schnaps, who won the Tier 2 race on Sunday, is not reserve. That he is now a permanent Tier 1 driver in AlphaTauri. So are they both... Are either of them here? Not yet. So they need to turn up. Aston Martin, Lennart and Colin. Well, there's Lennart there. Come on, controller, go up. And there's Colin, obviously. Alpine, Frankie and Sam. Yep, they're both there. Alfa Romeo, Tim and Ulipat. I see Ulipat. Tim has yet to show up. Everyone's getting ready. Huh. Williams, Cringe and Curran. I see Cringe. Both of the Haas team members are here as well. Where's Curran? There he is. So I don't know why we're starting when evidently the room isn't full yet. Anas will be coming later because he has a quali ban, because he signed up for the last week's race and he didn't show up. So, yes. So evidently we're not going to be waiting for some of these people. Obviously, we're at Belgium this week. Should be a decent track. I mean, it's one of the all-time great circuits of Formula 1. So we'll see how things go here. Shush, phone. One thing is for certain. The race we're going to have today is going to be at least 44 times better than the real race was. So, yeah. Anyway, first driver out on track is Ben Dixon, followed shortly behind by Curran in the Williams and Sam in the Alpine. Let's pick up the track map first. We've got Tiamo in the McLaren. One of the Haas's, that's Crazy Steve. And the other Alpine of Frankie. We've got another car coming out. Well, a whole bunch of cars coming out. Oh. Sorry, I got something caught in my throat. Right, so. Do we want telemetry? Nah, lap data we will want. Watching as Ben Dixon weaves to get some heat into his tyres. Tyres, it would actually be a nice thing to see. Only 2 people are out on medium tyres. That's Tiamo and Lennart. I don't know what the weather's going to be like for this race, but given that so many people given that everyone is using softs, I reckon that there probably might be rain. I don't think so, though. We'll see. So Ben Dixon will be the first man out on track. He goes wide at the final turn to get a bit more of a run-up. What is my phone doing? I told it to log in, it didn't. Need to find the... We got a yellow flag, that's Steve showing down. Aha, I've got the lag again. Will that help? Well, we've got 20 seconds to find out. And there looks better. No. No, I don't know what's going on here. It's really irritating. Bear with me. Gotta head to tab out for a second. Going really quite a lot over the curb there. Was Ben Dixon. Obviously he knows what he's doing, but it looked like he was on the grass to me. I don't know what's going on here. I'll ride on board for now. Let's see if that helps out. I don't know why it's playing up. Oh, don't lose control, mate. We've got possibly a spin in the final sector. Hang on. Frame rate still isn't great. Sorry about this. This is really irritating. I don't know why it's doing this. Be really nice if it would just stop. Stream health apparently is fine. It's just OBS being lame. Yeah, some frames have not been encoded. Yeah, why? I've not done anything wrong. Video bitrate is fine. We're using the right encoder. Don't know why it's having a hissy fit. Ulipat goes fastest so far. Who's next across the line? No one at the moment. Well, it looks like there's been a few lap invalidations. It's looking okay for now. The frame rate. So Colin on a lap, he definitely is, but he's got a bit of traffic in the form of an Alpine and a Williams. Doesn't seem to have held him up too much. What's the Sector 2 split gonna be? Around 114.4. This should be a pretty good time at least. Aston Martin flying, unlike in real life where it is about as fast as the Titanic. Heading into the bus stop chicane. Nicely does it. Very nicely does it. Very smooth. Bit of a snap on the exit. Goes fastest 142.7. Behind that we've got the pair of McLarens. Wisenheimer has invalidated. Tiamo has not. Tiamo only goes 11th. He's backed off, it would seem. Got the Red Bulls. Both would appear to be coming in. There's that beautiful Japanese skin that would have been used for the 2021 Japanese Grand Prix. It's a shame that it wasn't, because it's gorgeous. I wish, what are they called? I wish Honda would reconsider. Pookie has retired. What's happened here? We've got it looks like, oh, and Sam's doing the same. So Pookie has crashed. Sam almost did the same. Managed to catch that. So Pookie, who won the Hungarian Grand... Was it Hungarian? No, it wasn't. That was Hyper. Hyper won the Hungarian Grand Prix. Yeah, Pookie won Britain. Yeah, he won Great Britain. So the winner of the British Grand Prix is out already. And even though he's got a good enough lap time to what I would assume would get him through, the game is like, no, you crashed, therefore you don't get to participate anymore. So, yeah, that's irritating. Who's next across the line? It's going to be not Leonard. It's going to be Colin. No, not Colin. We've got a Tiamo Power, who is almost yeah. In fact, he is. No, he's not coming in to improve his lap. He's coming straight into the pits. Not certain why. Wisenheimer is coming in behind him. He's on a much better lap, but it's still not great. It's going to be pretty slow. Only goes 13th fastest, 157.0. Behind him, we've got a Red Bull, who's invalidated. And that looks like Leonard behind. He is definitely going to improve here. Across the line. Only goes 9th. Then again, he is on the medium tyres. No sign of Snaps, who should have been here. Instead, we've got this Hanges person. Not sure who this is. Apparently, it's Yuki Tsunoda. I mean, it's not, obviously. Aaron will be across the line in a minute. He's currently got... Oh no, he's going into the pits. Currently 4th fastest, 1:43.051. If Pookie's time was allowed to stay valid, he would be P5, with only 700ths behind. Next across the line is going to be Crowan in the Williams, the car that I'm driving for Tier 2. Oh, a bit of a snap on the excess of the final corner. Turn 19 does not well, it does improve, but not enough to go up the grid. Meanwhile, we've got Wissenheimer coming across the line for 1:44.6. Improves to 11th. And behind him is Leonard on his medium tyres, looking to improve again. Mediums can go a lot longer. No, he's coming into the pits. He probably doesn't have the fuel. Brittany has joined. I don't remember who Brittany is. Anas, maybe. I don't remember. Someone will have to remind me. Tiamo on an out lap. Steve on a slow lap. Probably going to come in. So currently the only person on a fast lap is... Well, first person on a fast lap is not Yuki Tsunoda. Hanges. Is that Dutch? I mean, almost everyone in this lobby is Dutch. Brittany is Anas. Okay. It's very confusing. Across the line goes the AlphaTauri, goes P12, 1:44.75, and Ivan has retired, holding off for the next lap. Wissenheimer has invalidated. Crowan is not pushing. Tiamo is currently on a fast lap here, going through Puhon. It is Puhon, isn't it? Doing it much better than I would ever be able to. I don't see how these guys do it, but then again, most of these people are most likely on wheels, and I have a controller. Go through Stavolo onto the back straight towards Blanchimont. I need to remember all the names of these turns. This is Blanchimont, heading towards the bus stop. That isn't the bus stop anymore, but shush. Just keep calling it the bus stop. I think that's pretty tidy. No oversteer on the exit, no snap. Goes P7, 1:43.5. Behind him is Hyper on an out lap. This is his fast lap now. And Hyde 2. Right on board with Hyper, last week's race winner. After the BS time penalty got removed. Through Eau Rouge and Radion. Onto the Camel Straight. DRS opens. Heading towards Lecum.
Also known as 5, 6, 7, 8. Not 8. Whatever.
Very nicely does it. Making sure not to hit the inside curb of 4, I think it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 5. Turn 5, that is the evil corner with the evil curb. Heading towards Pouhon. Very nicely does it.
Absolutely planted to the floor. And then through... I don't remember what this one is called. I'll have to pull up a track map in a second. Through Stavelot.
Onto the back straight. We've got a yellow flag. There's a McLaren had a spin or something, or...
No, probably just letting the Ferrari past, actually.
Ferrari is on a fast lap.
Very nicely through the bus stop. Bit of a wheel spin on the exit. Goes P2, 142.867 as Colin retires. Meanwhile, Hyde has gone 0.3 faster than his previous best in Sector 2. Takes a lot of curb on the exit of turn 19. Manages to go P13 with that. 144.317. Wisenheimer on an out lap. And Sam on the end. So coming to the end of his fast lap here. His flying lap as he comes through Blanchiment. Ow. I just hit my microphone mount as Hyde retires on the Kemmel Straight. Well, I don't think he's crashed. His car is still moving, so probably thinks he can't do much better than that. We've got an Aston Martin. That is Lennart. Gone 3.3... almost 4/10 faster in the first sector. 1 second faster in the second sector. Is going to improve, without a doubt. This will at least put him up into the 142.8, which will see him minimum of P3. Into the chicane. Absolutely planted to the floor. No wheel spin, no snap. Goes P1, 142.6. And with Faco not here to challenge, it's looking like it's going to be Lennart's race this evening as Tiamo improves to P8. His teammate Wisenheimer and the second McLaren heading towards the bus stop now. A little bit of traffic to contend with, but not too bad. He take very wide through turn 19. Lots of oversteer on the exits too. Does still manage to improve to P13 though. Sam retires too. And there's been a massive crash between the Haas and the Alpine there. Sam looks like he crashed on the exit of Stavelot and collected Crazy Steve in that. So that is really unfortunate for the pair of them. It means they're going to be starting behind Pookie, where they could have managed to start in front of him. Instead, they're going to have to put up with starting behind him. Ooh, a lock up into turn 1 for Frankie. Coming down towards Eau Rouge and Radillon. Don't lose the rear end here. Bit wide, but still managing to keep control of it. Onto the Kemmel Straight. DRS wide open. Heading towards the first sector split. How much is he going to be up or down? He is 7/10 up on his previous best. He obviously had a shocking first sector in his on his first attempt. Towards... I don't remember this name of this corner, but I do know that this next corner is No Name. It's funny that the name of that corner is literally No Name. Heading towards Pouhon. Had to shift down, not looking as planted through that corner. into the left-right sort of chicane, right-left even, then down towards Stavilo. Don't go wide. Man, it keeps us on the track. Weird tire glitch from a wreck floating in the track. I wasn't paying attention to the sector time, but I'm sure it's improved, much improved. We'll see how Frankie handles this. He enters the bus stop chicane. Last man on track. And what's he going to manage? 144.0. That is, without a doubt, an improvement. That means he'll be off the bottom of the grid there. So, funnily enough, because a bunch of people crashed, the game has bugged out and knocked out 5 people when it really should have only knocked out 3, but So Pookie, Crazy Steve, Hyde, Sam and Hanges have been knocked out. Frankie did manage to get out of the danger zone there, just about, but only because he's the last man on, or who didn't actually crash out. Hey, Faco. So what's going on, Faco? Why aren't you here to defend your crown, your lead? Because at this rate, Leonard is going to put a significant dent into your lead if he wins. I can't spectate you. Yes. But why? I mean, did you not sign up this weekend? So this week, so I couldn't spectate you, or? Yeah, I saw that Sam. I thought that you crashed into Sam, Stefan. So I thought that he crashed and collected you. But it would appear that was not the case. It would appear that you both crashed at the same corner, independently of one another. Anyway, first man out on track is Dan Edwin in the Red Bull. Looking splendid in this white livery. Behind him is Colin and Tiamo. Cringe and Frankie. A couple more drivers coming out now as well, with Wisenheimer and Ben Dixon. Okay. Faco is on holiday. Fair enough. You heard it here first, folks. The reason that Faco is not defending his championship lead today is that he's on holiday. Yeah, the exit curb of Savilo can catch you out. It's caught me out a couple of times. Usually, though, it's just because I understeer. But it's not the worst corner on this track. Personally, I find Puhon to be one of the more difficult corners. And then there's turn 5, the entry of Lacombe, whatever. The entry curb, the inside curb of that corner is evil this year. You could take it quite a lot of it in years past, but this year you don't want to really even touch it. It's that dangerous. Anyway, on board with Dan Edwin here as he exits Eau Rouge Radion onto the Kemmel Straight. We've lost the lap data again, but just in time. The first sector split, 30.3. Didn't touch the evil curb on the inside of 5, that's good. Absolutely planted through Lecum and into... I need to pick up that track map, actually. And it just knocked the microphone, but that's not much of an issue. Heading into Pouhon, looked like it was going to go straight on for a moment there, but it didn't. Red Bull's got a lot of grip. Through towards Stavrolo. Or whatever this... which of these corners is Stavrolo, I don't know. Didn't catch the Sector 2 time, but doesn't really matter. It's the first time that's going to set a... This is going to be the benchmark. Through Blanchimont. He nicely does it. Into the bus stop chicane. Hard on the brakes. Very nicely does it. Takes a bit of curb on the inside and on the outside. Close to the wall. Benchmark time 1:43.271. Tiamo behind has invalidated. Frankie will be the next driver to... Actually, no. Colin set his time, 1:43.5. Frankie 2 seconds off of Dan Edwin with a 1:45.2. He's going to want to improve that. He's on the mediums, though. Wisenheimer, also on the mediums. Goes third, 1:44.8. Lots of people on medium tyres, just wanting to try for that alternate strategy. Dan Edwin, the second Red Bull. Onto the start-finish straight now. Across the line. Goes fastest, 1:42.6. And Aaron goes fourth in the Haas, 1:43.989. Behind that is the Williams of Crowan, also on the mediums. See what the Williams driver can do. Very nicely through the... Oh, bit of a snap on the exit, though. Across the line. That cost him a bit of time. He only goes fifth. And then Lennart behind. Obviously invalidated his time. 1:43.8 would have been good enough for P4. Iper next. P5, 1:44.1. Newly Pet coming into the pits after invalidating. Possibly has a bit of damage too. Tiamo coming across to set a lap time now on the soft tyres. Goes P2, 1:43.1. So trying for the standard strategy of setting the fastest lap on your softs and then just struggling through the first half of the race. And moving on to the more durable tyres later on. Wisenheimer invalidates again, but not too much of an issue. He's going to go for another attempt. Dixon on an outlap. Lennart on an attempt here. Lennart coming across... Not Lennart, that's Ivan. And a cool down lap. That coming into the pits. So is Aaron. What's Lennart's time going to be like? Into the bus stop chicane. And pitting. Evidently not enough fuel or deciding that he's not fast enough. One of the two. So there's a conversation in Dutch in my chat, a language I have practically no knowledge of. I know Niederländische Spoorwege, and that's about it. And that was probably butchered too. So let me just find a track map for Spa. See if it'll give me the corner names. I don't want to call them, actually, phone. I want to look at the Wikipedia page. I don't know why you decided to bring up the phone number of the Francorchamps circuit. Okay, Ben Dixon is currently on the fast lap. Well, won't be for much longer. Very, very close to the tyre barrier there. Goes 6th fastest, 1:44.0. Next across the line is going to be Dan Edwin, but he's on a outlap at the minute. And then there's Yuli Pat also on an outlap. And Lennart, who has decided to eschew the medium tyres and switch to, what's it called? The soft tyres, that's it. Oh, come on. Come on. So yeah, Stavilo is 15. Campus, he's going through Campus right now, and it will be heading into Stavilo 1 and 2. I'm just going to call them 1 and 2. And third 10 is Bruxelles, or Brussels, or something. Right, so currently on the fast lap is Yulipat. And Ben Dixon too. Oh, did Yulipat just lose it? No, he did not. Ben Dixon has invalidated, but he still has a couple more minutes to get a lap time in. In fact, he's going straight into the pits. Who next? We've got Frankie on an outlap. Yulipat on the fast lap. Rosenheimer, Tiamo on outlaps. Dan Edwin and Ivan. So Yulipat is going to be setting a timed lap here. Cringe has not left the pit for some reason. Maybe I don't think he's got a quali ban. He's just sitting in the pits. Oh, and Lennart has invalidated his lap time already. Yulipat, bit of a lockup it sounded like. Went a bit deep into 18. Across the line though, and he's not the best lap time to be honest. 1:44.7. Still enough to get him into the top 10. Just across the line is Ivan on an outlap. He's not even properly going. Still got still saving his ERS. Maybe he's gonna provide a tow to Dan Edwin down the Kemmel Straight, or at least I would assume so. Yellow flag as Yulipat allows a McLaren past. If this was meant to be a strategy of one Red Bull giving a tow to the other, it doesn't appear to have been timed very well. Ivan is not pushing. He's 2.2 down on his previous best. Dan Edwin is almost a 10th down on his previous best. Very slowly through Bruxelles. Into No Name. Lot of curb on the outside of No Name. Didn't look the most planted. Oh, and he clips the curb and he goes around You don't want to be clipping the inside curb there. It is absolutely lethal. So that lap attempt is scrubbed, but he can at least get another attempt in. There's still plenty of time to get around to the finish line. Start another lap. Oh, there's another car going off. And Tiamo has actually retired here. Tiamo has gone around in campus and is crashed into the wall there, and that's killed his car. So Tiamo Power is out of the session. Absolute disaster for the McLaren driver as Leonard gets a bit of a tow from Dan Edwin through Blanchimont up towards the bus stop chicane. Didn't see what his sector times were, but this will be his first timed lap, and he goes fastest, 1:42.6, slightly ahead of Ivan. Maybe that little bit of slipstream was enough. A few people on outlaps in the minute. Cringe is also on an outlap. Left it rather late. Maybe he's used up too many tyres in Q1. Ulipat will not be able to contest. Ulipat is going to be out. It's going to be a race against time to see what people who can get out for another lap. Hyper is down in P11. He's going to really want to be across that line. He's only got 20 seconds to get across the line. He's absolutely racing against time here. I think he's going to be able to do it. He's got 5 seconds. He's going to be able to get onto that lap time. Meanwhile, Wissenheimer is 2/10 down on his previous best. This comes across the line, the DRS line even. Improves his time, but not his position. He stays at P6. Leonard on an outlap, on a slow lap, even. Ben Dixon, 0.243 up on his previous best. He was really up on the AstroTurf there. I would have thought that was a good idea, but well, you could do it on a Brazil last year. Maybe you can do it on here this year at Spa. Through Stavolo 1 and 2. Ferrari 1.1 seconds up on previous best. He's decided that the medium tyres were not for him, but he's gonna have to improve if he wants to get out of a Q2, get into the top 10. The medium tyres weren't cutting it for the Ferrari driver here. Through the final chicane, DRS opens across the line, improves to P2, 1:42.6. Next across the line is going to be Crowan, the Williams driver, looking to get out of the bottom 3 as well. Don't know what his uptime is. Improves to P4. Hyper is next. He's 0.8 up on his previous best. Comes across the line. Goes P5. Cringe had also set a lap time in there somewhere. And he went P6 as well. 1:43.199. Which means the 3 drivers to get knocked out of this session are Ulipat, Aaron, and Frankie. 1 Alpine, 1 Haas, and 1 Alfa Romeo. So the top 10 for the top 10 shootout will consist of Leonard, Ben Dixon, Ivan, Crowan, Hyper, Cringe, Dan Edwin, Colin, Wissenheimer, and actually, I think Frankie should get through. Actually, I don't know. We'll see. Tiamo gets knocked out, so it's only going to be a top 9, actually. Even, yeah, game's weird like that. So yeah, top 9. Not often you see that in Formula 1, but it does happen. There's actually 3 Danes here. Curran, Hyper, and Ben Dixon are Danish.
Didn't know that. Well, I should have known that, actually. But I've not really been paying attention to the flags, have I? Colin, only driver on the medium tyres.
So in the end, only Colin was able to make the medium's tyres work in Q2 there, so he'll be able to get what is perhaps the favoured strategy there of starting on the slower tyre and moving on to the faster tyre. Though it depends, I don't know what the weather's like. If someone can tell me what the weather's going to be like for the rain, that would be nice. If there's going to be rain at the end of the race, then
obviously the strategy is to eke out the mediums as long as they can go, and then switch them to the inters or wets at the right time.
First driver out on track is Ben Dixon again, closely followed by Colin. Dan Edwin next.
Dry on the way.
So it's going to be a completely dry race.
Which will be interesting to see.
Aaron coming out as well. Currently, Wisenheimer, Hyper, Cringe, Leonard and Curran still in the pits.
Probably don't have enough tyres to play with. So they'll have to wait for everyone else to go out, and then they can get the last lap in towards the end when the circuit is at its most developed.
There's another car coming out. That is actually Curran coming out. So, and there's Leonard coming out too. Hyper and Wisenheimer still in the pits though. Ike Bengage, whatever you want to call him. So, on board, going very wide at turn 19 to get as much of a run-up as he can, is Ben Dixon in the number 8 Ferrari. Behind him is Colin in the number 15 Aston Martin. And then Dan Edwin in the number 13 Red Bull. Down towards Eau Rouge, and then Radion. Onto the Kemmel Straight. CRS is wide open. You can hear the engine revving higher as the speed goes higher. 202 miles an hour there. That's a bit more than 300 kilometers an hour. I'm British, you see. I use miles per hour. Down through Bruxelles into No Name. Car looking not super planted as he stays very far over the edge there. There's no way that would work in real life. But evidently the AstroTurf is as solid as the tarmac. Through campus, there's a slow car ahead. It's Leonard waiting for Ben Dixon to go past. Through Stavelo onto the back straight towards Blanchimont. Ferrari looking, well, it's the Red Devil. Incredibly quick through the chicane. Nice and planted. towards the start-finish line, and benchmark time 1:42.519. Colin is next. He goes even faster, 1:42.3. Dan Edwin is next. Across the line, third fastest, 1:42.9. Behind him, number 21 car of Ivan into the chicane. Oh, snapper oversteer on the exit of turn 19 across the line. Third fastest, 1:42.6. Behind him is Crowan in the Williams, who goes second, 1:42.533. Still about 1.5 tenths slower than Colin. Lennart, meanwhile, on a fast lap. We've lost the lap data again. Who's next across the line? It will be Cringe, actually. Car number 69.
Lol, lol, lol. Oh, so funny.
Across the line. Goes slowest time so far, 1:43.1. 2 tenths slower than Dan Edwin. Lennart will be next. So he heads onto the back straight towards Blanchiment. Looking absolutely rapid. Lots of curb on the outside. Into the chicane of 18 and 19. Looking at least half decent through there. Bit of wheel spin on the exit. Only P5, 1:42.671. He'll be looking to improve that time if he can. Next up, it's going to be... There's a Red Bull. He's right behind Hyper, who's on his outlap. Hyper switches his ERS to hot lap. DRS opens. Across the line to start his flying lap here. Into La Source. Oh, bit of a snap on the exit there. Bit of wheel spin. Was not the best exit as he heads towards Eau Rouge through Radion. Past the most dangerous corner on the circuit. Down the Kemmel Straight. What's the top speed? It is 202. Equal top speed of as Ben Dixon was. Through Les Combes. Lots of exit curb. Into Bruxelles. Brussels, or however you pronounce it. Very narrow through there. Into No Name. Not so much exit curb as Lennart took. Towards Pouhon. Bit of curb on the apex there, or well, middle of the corner. Into Campus. Not touching the curbs. Stavolo. Bit of curb. Oh, and he's invalidated. He went a bit too wide onto the exit curb there. He's going to finish the lap anyway. It sounds like he's going a bit slower, possibly. He's going to want to come back into the pits and refuel, I think. Refuel, and yes, that's what he does. Refuel, get some, maybe some fresher tyres on. Wisenheimer on an outlap. As is Colin. And Ivan. But we'll run with Wisenheimer here. So he begins his flying lap. Very tight to the tyre wall there. Don't want to go too close to the tyre wall though, otherwise you might hit it into La Source. Hasn't set a time yet. Towards Eau Rouge and Radion. Don't lose the back end. Absolutely plant it. It's a lot better than it was when the game came out. It was a positively lethal corner back when the game was new. Now it's a lot closer to how it was in 2020. Kiss is the evil curb on the inside of 5. Not so confident on the throttle and brakes there, though. Through Bruxelles, better wide. Closed it up towards the end of it. Through No Name, towards Pouhon. Bit of a lift off there. Not the most confident through that corner. Towards Campus now. Not touching the curbs, really, on the inside there. Evidently, they've been catching a few people out. Stavilo. Exit of Stavilo, and then Stavilo 2. Down the back straight. To Blanchiment. Doesn't take any of the curb on the exit. Brakes hard for the bus stop chicane. Takes a bit of curb on the inside of both 18 and 19. Nicely does it across the line. And he goes slowest, 1:43.630. He's definitely going to want to see if he can improve that. But he might have left it a bit too late. We'll see if he can improve at all. Meanwhile, there's a car going very slowly through Savilo. It's Lennart. Not certain why. I think he's waiting for Colin to come through. Not the best place, if you're honest. Oh, he's gonna give a tow actually to Colin. Bit of a tow for Colin. Bit of teamwork there. So what's Colin? He's gone only slightly faster through the second sector. We'll see how much that tow would have done for him through sector 3. It should be an improvement, and he does. He goes almost 0.2 faster, 0.194. Improves his provisional pole time to 1:42.188, and now he's going to provide a slipstream to Lennart. So right on board with Lennart here. Is going to be absolutely crucial. A massive slipstream down the Kemmel Straight. As Ivan goes fastest, 1:42.113. We'll see what Colin's slipstream can do. He pulls off just in time. Very nice teamwork there. He's only gone... Oh, and he invalidates immediately! Oh no, that's not what you really wanted there. Lennart has absolutely ballsed it up. And even though he was slightly faster in Sector 1, he's immediately thrown it all away. Lennart is not going to start. He's not going to be able to get pole here this evening. Absolute disaster for the Aston Martin drivers here. So neither Aston Martin can get pole, but what can Hyper do here? Currently setting a flying lap here. It's his first flying lap attempt, was invalidated. Doesn't go over the line this time, 1:14.051. He doesn't get the benefit of a slipstream though. His teammate was, well, crashed in Q1. And there's possibly been a crash in No, Lennart's just going off. In fact, there has been a crash in Campus. There's a Williams gone off, and that's possibly messed up the lap of whoever it was. Hyper only manages P3, 1:42.4. We've got 2 Red Bulls. Dan Edwin getting... No, he's not getting a tow here. So Cringe got himself disqualified for crashing. And I doubt this is going to be enough. And Dan Edwin actually invalidates in the final corner there. Ben Dixon, 0.3 up on his previous best. What can he do? Comes across the line, only manages P3, 1:42.2. What can Wisenheimer do? That's Ivan on pole. Red Bull on pole at the Belgian Grand Prix. CRS Season 3, Round 10. So, what would have been a guaranteed pole position for Leonard, thrown away by a simple error. Ivan on pole, Colin P2, Ben Dixon P3, Hyper P4, Crowan P5, Leonard gets bumped down to P6, Dan Edwin P7, Wisenheimer P8, and Cringe F1 Comments, who was much higher than before, gets disqualified and will start the race from P9. 143.1 would have been enough to see him P8. So Wisenheimer should have been slower, but Cringe messed things up. Crashed on the exit of campus. So congrats to Ivan for a pole position. I don't know if that's his first pole position in CRS/CRT history. In fact, I don't think he's even won a race before. I said a couple of races ago, that I thought he'd run a race before. He actually hadn't. He has not won a race before in CRS/CRT. 20 seconds to the race begins. And I'm starting to need the loo, which is irritating. But I'll hold it in as long as I can. Move on to the formation lap. And we do have the full grid. Tim has shown up. I'm not sure if he's in the wrong car or not. Anas/Bitney. Call him Anas. Tim and Anas starting at the back of the field after not showing up for qualifying. And just in not Yuki Tsunoda. In fact, I don't think he's wearing a helmet because of the bug. Yep, he's not wearing a helmet there. In fact, he's not even got the... he's not even got the balaclava on. He's a... What is this game, man? Look! Look, you can see his eyeballs, man! Oh my god. That is one hell of a software gore, man. Literal software gore. Oh, man. That is the weirdest bug. Like, it's one thing to have the helmet not there, but to not even have the balaclava, it's just the guy's face. That is weird. Oh my god. And Anas has apparently chosen the wrong setup, so he's not going to be doing well here. Have you got a Monaco setup or something? You're going to be way down the field. Well, we'll see. Oh, okay. We'll try not to laugh at Mr. Faceless, Mr. Headless in a P18 in the AlphaTauri. Ivan lining up for pole position. In fact, we could stay on board with Colin here, as he's got the right camera. Currently, only 4 people starting on mediums. Colin is one of them. That means Ivan will probably get the better start here. We'll load up the telemetry, the track, lap data. And the race is about to get underway. 5 red lights and away we go for the Belgian Grand Prix. Amazing start for Hyper by the looks of things. Colin going around the outside of La Source, but there's Ben Dixon on the inside. And Ben Dixon has actually managed to get past as Ivan is managed to keep hold of his P1 there. And Ben Dixon has got ahead of Colin in the Aston Martin Slipstream Fest. Oh, and there was a Hyper pushing Lennart a bit wide as Lennart tried to get past. It's too wide through into Lacombe. That's really quite narrow there. And Lennart loses a position. Oh, and there goes Hyper. The last week's race winner has crashed out over at the exit of Lacombe. Well, actually, he hasn't crashed, but I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't have any damage from that. And now he's in dead last, right behind Sam, who appears to have sustained some damage too. We'll just take a quick look. Yep, that's a wingless Mercedes and a end plateless Alpine there. Ivan holds on to P1. In fact, Pookie's gone off too through a campus. He's lost his end plate as well. So a disastrous first lap for the Mercedes pair. You know, but Dixon in the slipstream of Ivan, the Red Bull, probably not the fastest car in the straight here. Ben Dixon is making it his mission to get into the lead here. The chicane, Ivan is going to have to try and... Oh. Get past. Sorry, that message has just broken my train of thought. Hopefully that doesn't mess up the stream as it has done in the past. We've got both Mercedes coming into the pits. Really not what you want. It's a double stack, double wing change. Crazy Steve is also pitting. Sam stays on the road. Ben Dixon very close behind. He's using his ERS, but he's gonna maybe hold off here. Yep, he's gonna hold off for I think the next sector. He's not going to have many chances to get past, but he is very close to the Red Bull here. Ivan is on the hunt for his first CRS victory, but I think so is Ben Dixon here. Meanwhile, Colin's medium tyres are obviously going to be taking a little while to heat up, and yet that has done something. It's right on board. It's irritating. We'll have to see if I'll have to... what's the word? Tab out. See if the going on board helps. I don't think it has. I'm gonna have to tab out, I think. Oh, maybe we'll... It's very irritating. Ben Dixon very close. I'm gonna tab out quickly. And then tab back in. So apologies for the lagginess of the stream there. It was not my doing. I think it happened when my friend messaged me there. Ben Dixon will have the DRS now. Heading towards Eau Rouge. He's 4/10 behind. It's still laggy. This is so stupid. Come on, man. Getting closer and closer and closer. He's got the DRS. He's in the slipstream too. He goes up the inside. And he's into the lead. I'm going to have to tab out again. This is really irritating. I'm busy. Really just the worst time for it to happen in the middle of the race. So, real apologies for what's going on here, as Lennart is up into P4 now. He's managed to get past Dan Edwin and Wisenheimer. Unfortunately, I've not been able to see what's going on. That looked better now. So I've managed. It's fixed itself. Meanwhile, Wisenheimer is the locomotive in a DRS train here. So Cringe and his teammate Tiamo will be looking to get past. But Tiamo is closer to Cringe than Cringe is to Risenheimer. Meanwhile, Ivan is going to have the DRS on Ben Dixon this time, as Ben Dixon sets the fastest lap, 1:46.2. And the leading pack has managed to pull a substantial gap to the next group. There's about 3.6 seconds between Dan and Edwin and Wisenheimer. Through Eau Rouge now, Ivan gets the DRS. He's dumping his ERS. Actually, no, he's not. He's not dumping it. 202, 203, and he's making a move down in the Kemmel Straight, and he gets back ahead of Ben Dixon. And now he's going to want to hope he can get a much better Sector 2 here than Ben Dixon. Hyper goes fastest now, 1:46.0. Goes up back onto the softs. I would have gone onto a harder tyre, if I was honest. If it was me. No, I didn't fix it. It just fixed itself. I had to just tab out. Apparently, it can fix itself if you go onto the onboard camera, but yeah. So I don't know why it's been doing this. I changed nothing, and it just acts differently. We've lost the interval time again, but Ivan is not as far ahead of Ben Dixon as he would like. Meanwhile, Leonard has actually fallen back down to P5. Dan Edwin got back past him. And Colin is still holding on to P3, and those medium tyres will be holding on a lot better than the soft tyres of the cars ahead and behind him. I tried to say ahead and behind at the same time there, and came up with ahead. Oh, Dan Edwin didn't get the best turn 19 there. But Dixon getting closer to the Red Bull in front. Ivan trying to break the slipstream, but he's not going to be able to. It's going to be another switch of positions here on the Kemmel Straight as Ben Dixon getting closer through Eau Rouge Radion. DRS opens. And Ivan is not fighting. He's holding on to his ERS. He's letting Ben Dixon use his, and in fact, that's actually worked out quite well for him. Ben Dixon has a lot more ERS than Ivan does. And Ivan is going to be able to fight for the next lap, but he's fallen a bit further behind. And actually, Colin is getting closer. I don't think Ivan had the best Lacombe there. Oh, we've got a safety car. What has happened here? Wisenheimer has crashed, by the looks of things. I'm not sure what's happened here. But it looks like, look at the stream, it looks like someone lost it through Lacombe. And I can only assume it was Wisenheimer. But it doesn't look like he has any damage on his car. Oh, Hyde has suffered some damage there. He's missing a front wing. So it looks like it was Hyde who caused the safety car, of course, debris. So we'll see if anyone takes this opportunity to pit. Yes, Ben Dixon and Ivan are pitting, as is Colin. And unsafe pit release should be on. So we'll get ghosted cars. I might take this opportunity to use the loo, actually. Ben Dixon goes into hards. I'll look at the details. Tyres. Ivan onto mediums. Colin onto hards. And of course, people are going to be stacking up. Hyper is also coming into the pits. Buki down in last place. At least the safety car will give him the opportunity to catch up. So I'm going to take this opportunity to use the loo quickly. So I'll be back Yeah, I'll be back as soon as I can. So, in a sec. See the safety car is still going. Right. Hopefully I haven't missed too much here. Safety cars should be in this lap as everyone's caught up. Oh. Sorry about that, I just hit the microphone, the pop filter with my headphones as I was putting them back on. So, Aaron is on soft tyres. Everyone else is either on mediums or hards. Ivan looking to have more pace on his mediums. But Ben Dixon is hoping to be able to make these hards last for longer. Because obviously that's what the hard tyre is for. It lasts longer than the mediums. But obviously Ivan wants the more immediate pace of the mediums to try and get past the Ferrari. See if he can take back his P1 here. Safety car in this lap. So it's up to Ben Dixon to control the field here. I think this is the first time he'll have had to do this. Ben Dixon Ben Dixon in for a good chance of winning his first race here, but he's just got to control it. Ivan is a bit too far behind, I think. He needs to not warm up so much. He needs to be a lot closer. But Dixon isn't going yet, as Ivan has closed up a bit. Must have heard me. Safety car, it comes in. And Ivan is very close here. Ben Dixon taking a very wide line. And that seems to have unsettled Ivan somewhat. But Ivan might be faster in the straight line here. He does have the slipstream here. But a DRS will not be activated until lap 10, I think. Yes, lap 10. End of lap 9, beginning of lap 10. Ivan very close. In the slipstream, he's using a lot of his ERS. Ben Dixon is not, though. And I think Ben Dixon is putting the same thing that Ivan was, as Ivan does get back into P1 here. Ben Dixon was holding off on his ERS. He knows he has the tire life. He doesn't quite have the same performance that the mediums does. The Red Bull will be very fast through Sector 2 here. We've got another spin. That's Pookie. He's had a very shocking Lecum again. It looks like he must have clipped the inside curb of 5. And this is just going to be a race to forget for Pookie. Coming through campus now. Wissenheimer has once again created a gap to the cars ahead and behind him. And Anas, who said he was on the wrong setup, he's up in P11. This isn't bad for someone who started in P19. And in fact, he's ahead of Wissenheimer, who's just not been able to find the pace, I think. He's, once again, the head of a DRS train, and it's looking like Hyper is very close behind the McLaren here. Hyper looking to claw back his positions, going up the outside of the chicane, and he gets ahead of the McLaren. So looking to recover his positions, get back up into the points. Used up a lot of his ERS there, getting past the McLaren as Aaron goes up the inside of Anas here on La Source. A car's going backwards. That's Colin letting his teammate Leonard past. And now he's going to get a bit of a slipstream from Leonard. As Dan Edwin looking to get past the Aston Martin Giro here, but is not going to be able to do it here. Oh, there's a dive bomb from Cringe. Doesn't make it stick, though. He's got to hold off for just a few more corners. Not a bad move, though. Just not quite the right time. Meanwhile, Ben Dixon 6/10 behind Ivan, who is still in P1. The medium tyres are obviously going to be working a lot better than the hards. And you can see he's just losing a bit of time through Pujon. But he actually had a bit of a better exit through Pujon, I think. He's a... No, it's a... Maybe the Ferrari is a bit fast on the straights, but those hard tyres are still not warmed all the way up. Still not gripping, and he's 7.5 tenths down. But he's using his ERS. Gap was up to 8 tenths there, but he's closing the gap somewhat. He's got a lot of speed on the Red Bull there, but I don't think it's going to be enough. He won't. In fact, he will get the DRS into the Kemmel straight. But Dixon goes fastest, 1:45.9, slightly faster than Ivan. So he did have the better lap there. DRS is enabled. The gap is 6.5 tenths. Ivan not using his ERS down towards Rouge. But he has a bit more to play with. And probably isn't going to fight the gap down to 4.5 tenths. But Dixon looking to attack. No, he's actually holding off. He's closed his DRS. Meanwhile, Colin has fallen down to P5. So Dan Edwin has managed to get past the Aston Martin there, and now he's going to be able to start chasing after Lennart. The second Aston Martin. We've had another spin. That's Hyde in the Ferrari. He's gone off. And the exit of Lecum. He must have spun on the evil corner again. Evil curb. It's just catching a few drivers out here. What is Ivan's sector time going to be like? Is it going to be up or down? It is down 7 tenths on his previous best. Didn't see what Ben Dixon's was. So Ben Dixon has been able to keep up with the Red Bull here. Is he going to make another attempt? Or he's going to have the DRS for the start-finish straight. Towards La Source. Leonard, Dan Edwin, and Colin have penalties. Ben Dixon going out of his way to keep out of the slipstream there, as Dan Edwin sits the fastest lap time now, and now Aaron, 1:45.5. Aaron on the soft tyres, but those aren't going to last for very long, I would have thought. Sector 3, we've got a yellow flag, a car's spun in the chicane. That is Sam. Or did he spin? I don't know. Cringe picks up another time penalty. Let's look at the time penalties. Oh, and Cringe has crashed! Cringe has had a crash. So Cringe has lost it through Eau Rouge. And that is just a massive shame. He was doing so well. But unfortunately, the Swedish driver just must have taken it just a bit too wrong there. And unfortunately, Cringe is the first DNF of the session. Absolute disaster for Cringe there. He was up in P6 at one point. Real shame. The details. Penalties. Currently, Pookie has 10 seconds worth of penalties. Everyone else has 3 seconds except for Colin, who has a 5-second penalty. That must be a BS penalty. Well, it might be. I don't know. I don't know the circumstances. But Leonard, very, very close to Ivan there. He's an absolute rocket ship. So Ivan trying to get past Ben Dixon, but Leonard is keeping Ivan honest here. Leonard could still win this. Fastest man on track, I think. Didn't see what the lap time was. What's the best lap for each person? Currently, Leonard is actually slower than the two drivers in front of him, but that's because he's been behind them. 4 tenths between Ivan and Ben Dixon, who did actually get back up into the lead at one point. I don't think I caught that. Ivan gets the DRS. He's gonna get past the Ferrari. Goes up the outside. What is Leonard gonna be able to do? It's almost a Mike Hakkinen-esque overtake, and Leonard actually gets a bit argy-bargy. There's a bit of contact there between Ben Dixon and Leonard. And now Leonard is up into P2 after a disastrous qualifying from starting in P6. He's now up into the podium places of the lofty heights of P2, and it's up to Ivan now to see if he can keep the Aston Martin behind. He's got 7.5 tenths to work with, but that's actually fallen a bit. He's not had the best Pujon there. He's lost a tenth to Leonard. In fact, he's losing even more time. His car would appear to be set up, I don't know, more for the straights, or maybe he's just not as good as Leonard. We'll have to see. 5.5 tenths between Ivan and Leonard is just absolutely flying, but he doesn't have as much ERS to play with as he probably would like. He's only got about 20%. Ivan has 60% to play with. And Ivan knows that Leonard has a penalty. Leonard has a 3-second time penalty here, so Ivan can afford to let Leonard go past for a lap. But then he's going to want to take it back at some point, because if Leonard can keep up his pace and gain 3 seconds, then, well, what's the point? So Ivan won't have the DRS. Leonard will, but he's technically down in about 4th or 5th place with that penalty. So Leonard is going to take the lead of the race here. Ivan uses a little bit of the ERS, but he has plenty to play with. So it's not the end of the world for Ivan here. Meanwhile, Ben Dixon is I suppose, biding his time, but he also has used quite a lot of his ERS. Ivan is saving it. Saving a lot of his ERS. He has about 70% now. He's able to he'll be able to use a lot of it, and he's up to used a bit of it going down towards Pujon now. And using a bit more on the exit of Pujon. He knows he's a bit weak there. And to his credit, he's managing to keep the gap inside of a second, but he's not as good through campus there. The Red Bull not looking as planted as the Aston Martin. But now he's able to use that ERS he saved on the back straight here towards Blanchimont. He uses a bit of it. Leonard has saved a bit more. He's up to 30%. Ivan has used is now about 50% as he brakes. It's going to get the DRS towards La Source. Meanwhile, Hyper is up into P9. He's right behind Crowan, his former teammate. Will he make the dive into turn 1 here? I don't think so. He'll be wanting to hold off the Kemmel straight. And indeed he does. Meanwhile, Ivan, less than 3.5 tenths between him and Leonard. He's going to want to be taking back that lead. He's using the ERS towards the DRS zone. DRS opens. Leonard doesn't fight it. Leads, exchanges hands once again. Hyper picks up a 3-second time penalty now. I don't know if that's his first penalty or if he's already picked one up. But he does move up into P8 now. We've got a yellow flag. There's a car gone off. I don't know who that is. That's Aaron. He's not had the best Kemmel straight there, and he's down at a P9, right in front of Tiamo Power. Meanwhile, Hyper is now closing in on Tim, and he'll see if he can try and catch back up to the leading pack. Meanwhile, Colin fighting for P4. Dan Edwin having fallen about 2.5 seconds back from Leonard. Pookie moves down to P18, letting Mr. No Head into P17. Ben Dixon fallen somewhat behind Leonard here, biding his time. Ivan having to use a lot of his ERS trying to keep Leonard behind. That goes to show just how much pace Leonard has. The Aston Martin is just that much faster in a straight line. The setup is suiting Leonard here much more than it is Ivan. But Ivan doing his best. He wants this win. There's about 7 laps to go. Ivan just has to hold Leonard off for 7 more laps. Leonard will get the ERS. Not the ERS, the DRS. But he doesn't use it. He's staying behind. Tactical. He's staying behind the Aston Martin here. He's wanting to hold off. But he knows that he will have to make the move at some point. Because he has that 3-second time penalty. Hyper, meanwhile, has got up past the Alfa Romeo of Tim. And he's now able to chase after Dan Edwin. And he is making quite the significant inroads. He's already gained 2 tenths. But no, he's losing it now. He might be a bit slower on the straights. We'll have to see. Meanwhile, Leonard within 2 tenths of Ivan. Not sure why he's he's actually saved up a lot of the ERS, but Ivan has the same amount to play with. Ben Dixon, meanwhile, is falling a bit behind. We've got a yellow flag. That's Crazy Steve, who's spun into campus. I think Ivan is going to lose the lead here once again to at least one of the chasing cars. Leonard and Ben Dixon both using the DRS towards La Source. And now we'll have to see. Oh, a bit of a snap for Ben Dixon there. Ivan dumping the ERS. And he manages to gain about a few hundredths on the Aston Martin, but the Aston Martin has the DRS now. He's using it this time. He's not going to hold off. Goes up the inside. Leonard back up into the lead. And taking a lot of the entry curb there. So, Leonard up into the lead now. How will Ivan respond? Goes a lot narrower than Leonard was through Bruxelles. If he can keep up this pace, he can manage to get the position back, but he's losing a bit of time. But these drivers very closely matched. It's obviously gonna be I can't really call this race at this point. I don't know who's going to win. Leonard obviously has the pace, but he needs to gain 3 seconds, and he's just not able to do that. Though he has managed to pull out 7.5 tenths. We've got another yellow flag. That's Mr. Faceless, who's lost it through Lacombe. Ivan, less than 6 tenths between. Oh, he's not having the best bus stop there, but he will get the DRS. And in fact, this may have been I think it's been a very good lap for Leonard, and not a particularly good one for Ivan. There's about 7, almost 8 tenths between Leonard and Ivan here. And in fact, Leonard has used a lot of his ERS going down towards Eau Rouge and Radion, and there's quite a significant margin between the two. Ivan will still get the DRS though, but this has not been the lap that Ivan would have wanted. He'll be able to close back in, but he's not going to be able to retake the position. He's going to want to... He's going to have to bide his time here. Leonard is now having to use a lot more of the ERS as he is punching the hole for the cars behind. Colin has got past Dan Edwin at some point. I didn't notice that. And Hyper is now about 2-3 tenths behind Dan Edwin too. So Dan Edwin not having the best race here. Ivan is not the strongest through Sector 2. I don't know how much of that is to do with the dirty air, but he's losing lots of time through Pouhon and Campus. And this could be the race victory slipping out of Ivan's fingers here. Potentially. He's had to use a lot of DRS. We've got another car going off at Lacombe. That's a virtual safety car. Someone's gone off, and that is Sam. He lost his front wing. He must have clipped that inside curb again. And we've got a car stopped in the straight. What is this guy doing? He's just stopped in the straight here. This is why we have a virtual safety car. Is he trying to pull out a full safety car here? What is he doing? And now he's disqualified. So I don't know what he was doing there. So this is buying a bit of time to gain some ERS for all 3 of the lead drivers. Ivan... Oh no, that's... his pit box is full. Dan Edwin has taken the opportunity to put some fresh tyres on. We've only got about 8 laps of the race to go. And the race is back on. And that has allowed Ivan to close the gap somewhat. There's now only about 3-4 tenths between Ivan, Bendixson, and Leonard, but Ivan has lost time once again through No Name. Leonard in the lead here. Ivan losing time through Pouhon again. His car, I think, doesn't have the downforce that Leonard does. He's got a lot less downforce to play with. We've got another yellow flag. It looks like there might have been a Haas going off the track at Bruxelles. Still going on. No Name. Not sure what's going on there. Ivan has once again lost time to Leonard. But Leonard does have the... it's a 3-second penalty. That penalty will not be removed. As a corner cutting penalty. So whilst Leonard is up 5 positions... He's at this rate, he's going to fall down to P4 in the race. Not the result he would have wanted. Olin has a 5-second penalty. Hyper has a 3-second penalty, but he's still 4.2 seconds off of Colin. Let's see what Hyper can do. All the action here is at this end of the grid. The race leaders The top three, Ben Dixon taking a bit of a look into Lacombe. Top three, incredibly close here. But as it stands right now, unless Leonard can pick up a 3-second gap, which I don't think he can unless something goes drastically wrong for Ivan and Ben Dixon here. At this rate, Ivan is going to be the race leader, the race winner. And Leonard will fall off the podium. But potentially not. The gap to Colin is growing. We've got yellow flags crawling up. Oh, we've got a car gone off again. That's Sam. Don't want another virtual safety car, please. And the gap between Leonard and Ivan is the highest it's been. It was up to 9/10 at one point. And this is potentially crucial for Leonard here, but it's also incredibly crucial for Ivan, as he is going to be getting the DRS off of Leonard. I mean, maybe this is actually potentially very, very good for Ivan, as he's got the DRS, which means Ben Dixon won't be getting as much of an effect for the DRS either. So Leonard's punching the hole. He's giving DRS to Ivan, who's giving DRS to Ben Dixon, but Ben Dixon doesn't have a lot of DRS to play with. Oh, and he's very, very close to Leonard there. All three drivers. Oh, and Leonard picks up another penalty. That's disaster for Leonard, which means he's going to fall even further behind. So this is doing wonders for Ivan here. And I think Ben Dixon knows it. Ben Dixon can smell the blood in the water. He knows that if he can try and get past Ivan, then Ivan's going to have a tough time getting past him. But at the minute, Ivan just has all Ivan really has to do is just sit back and keep Ben Dixon behind. Yeah, even if you got disconnected, mate, I would have thought you would, your car would still keep moving as under AI, but apparently not. Anyway, Ivan has managed to close the gap down to 5/6 tenths. Ivan probably looking to at least get the victory on track here. He's only got a couple laps more to do it. But neither of these three drivers has a lot of ERS to play with. And Ivan's not at the best exit of turn 19. Meanwhile, down the field, we've got Tim, who's up 11 places. He started down in 20th. He's up into 9th, and he's right behind Wissenheimer here, who doesn't have a lot of ERS to play with. I think... Oh, and we've got a dive bomb from Aaron, who goes up the inside. And Aaron... this... should have been paying attention to the bottom of the field here. Aaron, though, gets a terrible exit. He gets a lot of wheel spin. But Tim has actually lost P10 to Aaron here. Not the end of the world, though. Not the end of the world, as Aaron on fresh, soft tyres, but he has a time penalty, and there's only a couple of laps left, so Aaron also doesn't have a lot of ERS to play with. Tim has a lot of ERS to play with, and there's a bit of a sandwich, and he goes off the course. He's overcooked the entry, and he picks up a time penalty as a result. Meanwhile, we've got a yellow flag. Hides a messed up Eau Rouge and Radion. Ivan has fallen back to 9/10. Oh no, this could go very badly wrong for Ivan. Oh, yeah, the middle sector is not very good for Ivan here as we're heading towards the final lap. And Ben Dixon is absolutely desperate to get past the Red Bull here. He's going to do everything he can. He looks up the inside. Leonard has the 6-second penalty. He's providing just one hell of a slipstream for Ivan, who's actually got very, very close here. 3/10. Ivan could actually take the lead of the race in the final lap. Ben Dixon looks at the inside, though. a bit of a bump on the rear wheels. It was probably the last chance that Ben Dixon could have taken. It means Ivan has fallen down the order somewhat. No, he hasn't. He's lost a bit of ground to Leonard, but he doesn't really need to worry about it. Both drivers very low on the ERS. Sam has retired. And Ivan takes a look at the inside, but he hangs back. He's not going to be able to take the victory on the road. Ben Dixon very, very close behind. He's doing everything in his power. Colin is actually very close here. Colin has managed to catch up. What can Colin do? Colin is looking to have his Aston Martin on the podium here, but it's looking like whilst Leonard will take the victory on the road, it will be Ivan at the minute who will take victory, as Leonard has the 6 seconds worth of penalties. Through campus for the final time. This race has flown by. We go into Stavilo now. All Ivan has to do is keep within the slipstream of the Aston Martin ahead. Ben Dixon didn't look like he had the best exit there. Both cars using all of their ERS. It is absolutely crucial. Ben Dixon very close. Ivan very close. Oh my god, this is so close. This is so close. Ivan is trying to look at the inside of the Aston Martin here. It's Colin taking a dive bomb. Colin is trying to take the... Oh my god. Oh, Colin has dive bombed the Ferrari. It is Colin who's... No. Colin does have the penalty. Colin was absolutely desperate to get... He takes P2 on... Oh my... Ah! Okay, Ben Dixon actually picked up a penalty. I didn't realize that. But Ivan is the race winner today. That was an intense final sector there. Oh. Ah. I didn't realize that Ben Dixon had a penalty. That's my bad. So it looked like it was going to be Ivan taking the win anyway. Fastest lap goes to Aaron, who will not get a point for his efforts. 1:43.6. That is absolutely lightning fast. Ivan takes victory. Though he was P2 on the road, Leonard does fall back to P4 as predicted. Takes P1 on the road, though. An absolutely stellar drive from the Season 1 champion. Ivan, who is takes his first win in CRS. Ben Dixon, after picking up a penalty, is only P2. And Colin is P3. And Tim gets driver of the day. I didn't see where he finished. I think it was P10 at least. So there we go. There's Ivan. I'm pretty sure this is his first victory in CRS. I might be mistaken. But a fantastic drive for the Red Bull driver. He took his first pole position and he takes his first victory. Well done, Ivan. I think that's well deserved. And special mentions to Leonard, who had one hell of a drive. He did get up to P1, but unfortunately penalties prevented him from taking that victory. So Ivan wins. Ben Dixon is P2. Colin P3 after making a amazing move on the final chicane. Leonard P4. Hyper P5. Recovering after a horrible lap 1, I think it was. Crowan P6, Tiamo P7, Dan Edwin P8. Shouldn't have pitted again. Tim P9 and Wisenheimer P10. Oh, man. And it was oh, man. Yeah, it was quite a race, man. Quite a race. It was one hell of a last chicane. Seeing that Aston Martin taking the dive bomb, and although it wasn't gonna really change anything for Colin there, he was going to win to be P3 anyway. I think. Actually, he would have potentially ended up P4, but he did manage to close the gap
a lot in those last few laps. It was incredible, just the speed he managed to catch up. He just found so much pace. I don't think the virtual safety car played any part in that. But yeah, that was incredible. So Ivan, I do believe, is a race winner. In fact, he is a race winner, obviously. Gotta take a look at things. Yeah. Ugh. And Ulipat had game crashes too. Irritating. Highly irritating. But that is Ivan's first victory, and so he will go in the Hall of Fame. And currently, we've had 15 different race winners in CRS. We've had Bradley in season 3, Colin in seasons 2 and 3. Dan Edwin has only won races in season 1. Faco in seasons 2 and 3. Hyper in season 3. Ivan in just now. Actually, no, he won tier 2 race as well. Leonard has won in all 3 seasons. Solareth, who won a race in season 1, and then he did stupid things in season 2, I think. And then he got himself kicked. Darth has won a race in season 2. Dowie is no longer here. We had Gerwin, who was taking a sabbatical, I think. Luke, who disappeared. Pookie, Shui Gang, who also disappeared, and Snaps, who didn't show up. Don't know what happened with Snaps there. So, a thoroughly entertaining race. There was just so much action at the front of the field. I would have watched more at the back of the field, but I'm only one man, and I keep forgetting to enter the voice chat here to see if anyone else wants to spectate with me. So yeah, thank you very much for watching tonight, guys. It's been a pleasure, as always. My voice box is my voice does not find much of a pleasure in it, though. Pick up the interesting. I shall have to watch that later. But yeah, right. Yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream, and I won't catch you for tier 2 this Sunday, as we have, well, there's the race, the actual Formula 1 race at the USA this Sunday, which will conflicting. So the next tier 2 race will be the Sunday after this Sunday, 31st of October, and so yeah, next time I see you, 27th of October for tier 1 round 11 at, I think, Italy. No, Netherlands. Is it Netherlands? Let's find the calendar. Netherlands, yes. Okay. Right, well, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you this time next week. Thank you, and good night.